Send now can cost control of your wallet. Your 3 moves: stop, exit, verify. But one evidence packet still helps after crypto moves. I'll reveal it before the final reporting step.
Tiffany here. The sticky note reads, "Act now. Safe wallet." That's not research. It's a stranger trying to set the clock.
I'm Kai. Question back, what becomes impossible if you wait 10 minutes? A legitimate fact can survive 10 minutes.
Exactly. The story may be a frozen account or a government case. It can arrive as a celebrity opportunity, a romance, or support calling about fraud. The control pattern repeats through urgency and isolation. Then comes a prescribed payment path and a warning not to consult the institution you already trust.
Verdict time. The 3 moves are stop, exit, verify. Guaranteed returns are busted. Investor.gov flags 3 more patterns. Everyone is buying pitches, pressure to invest now, and fake testimonials.
So the useful metric isn't promised return. It's how many controls the caller is taking from you.
Both things are true. A message can name a real company, and the sender can still be an impersonator. A logo and caller ID are claims on a screen. So are a copied employee name and a polished profile. Identity comes from a second route you choose. Use this before any transfer. Stop the conversation, leave the channel, and verify independently. Don't click the supplied link, call the supplied number, or let the caller keep narrating while you check.
No. Let me sharpen that. A familiar displayed number isn't the same as one you found on an official statement or website.
Kai, quantify the interruption cost.
Run the math. A new call costs minutes. A rushed, irreversible transfer can cost the balance.
The Federal Trade Commission says cryptocurrency payments typically aren't reversible. That doesn't mean every mistake is hopeless or reporting is pointless. It means prevention carries unusual weight, and nobody should promise that a second payment will magically recover the first.
Use the number on your card, statement, or official site. Start the call yourself and describe the message without forwarding its link.
If the original caller objects to you hanging up, the objection is evidence.
Ask bounded questions. Did your institution initiate this contact? Is the account actually restricted? Does any real department require cryptocurrency? What official written notice exists? A legitimate representative can answer through a verified channel. A scammer needs the original channel because that's where the script controls the facts.
Erica, social proof stays in the lead column, not the proof column. A testimonial can tell you what to investigate. It can't verify the investment.
I still think a download from a major app store buys some credibility. It isn't enough to send, but it counts.
Keep that objection. We'll test it against the official alert later. Last time we separated wallet custody from exchange custody. Today the boundary is earlier. Who controls the decision before credentials or funds leave your device?
Send the 3-move rule to anyone facing that pressure. Stop, exit, verify. Which move breaks the scammer's control first?
Stop the pitch. Keep the choice. Still ahead, the keys, the permissions, and the evidence trail. One thing before the next part, and then we move right on. If any of this is clicking, tap that like, hit subscribe, and ring the bell for the next one. It takes a second, it costs nothing, and it helps more than you would think. Professor Osei is here to help today. Professor Osei, what does a seed phrase control?
It can restore access to the wallet's crypto. It's control, not customer service trivia.
Then store the recovery record offline, private and retrievable by the owner.
The Federal Bureau of Investigation defines a seed phrase as 12 to 24 words that can serve as a user's crypto key.
12 to 24 ordinary words. Extraordinary authority.
Don't type those words into a link from unsolicited outreach.
Question: if support knows my public wallet address, doesn't that mean it can recover the wallet?
Two different things. A public address identifies a destination. A seed phrase can restore control.
Repair the premise first. Public visibility isn't secret authority. Here's the request to response map.
The scam support desk has one metric: how fast you surrender control.
Tiffany, efficient in the worst possible direction.
Straight version, remote access lets another person operate the device while the session remains open.
If contact was unsolicited, close the session and reach the provider through a verified route.
Verdict time. Support that needs secrecy, speed, and your screen isn't support.
What exactly does a wallet connection authorize?
Honestly, I'd have to check the exact approval. Park it. Before reporting will match permission scope to the intended action.
Good. That's Erica's lane. I'd compress the permission and lose the condition.
Read the requested action and limits before approving. If the interface hides them, don't proceed.
Second story, Marcus receives a fake security call and grants remote control. The caller opens a wallet prompt while Marcus watches.
I am listening. He sees the clicks, so he thinks he still controls them.
Correct. Watching is not authorizing. Marcus must end the session, disconnect the device if needed, and contact the provider independently.
Every new box asks the control question. What's this handing over?
And don't let a caller read one-time codes back through the same compromised session.
So, phrase controls recovery, remote access controls the device, and approval controls a transaction or permission. Suppose someone already installed remote support software. Is ending the call enough, or is that too neat?
Ending the call stops the conversation, but it may not settle device security. Disconnect from the session, then use independently found support for your operating system, wallet provider, exchange, bank, or broker. Describe exactly what access you granted and when. Do not return to the original caller for the cleanup plan.
That is the pivot. Preserve the facts, change the route, and let the real institution decide what its account controls require.
If you can do so safely, keep the messages, installer name, and time of contact. Those details help the verified support team understand the event without making the caller your investigator.
And avoid a second trap. A stranger offering instant recovery or demanding a code to secure the account. A real support path can explain its identity, its next step, and what information it does not need from you. If that explanation is missing, pause the process again.
So the control map becomes a recovery map too. End the session, document what happened, and reconnect only through a route you independently verify.
That's the finish and the correction. Those controls differ, so the response must name which one is at risk. Professor Osei, thank you for making the control boundary concrete.
Seconded. Precise and usable.
Never approve what you cannot explain.
A polished site can still ask for a dangerous permission. A dangerous permission is the answer. Connect is a doorway, not a description of everything authorized after it.
Start outside the link. Find the official site independently, then compare the full domain before connecting.
I actually first compare the request. Why is this site asking for a wallet at all? And what action should follow?
Good adjustment. A wallet connection can be legitimate, but the next approval still needs scrutiny. Read the asset and destination. Check the amount or scope, then whether the permission is one-time or broader. If the screen cannot explain the consequence in plain language, cancel and verify with the wallet or platform's official support.
To borrow Tiffany's control question, what access does this hand over?
You said authorization. What is authorization in plain English?
The wallet is asking whether this site or contract may perform the action shown.
May perform. So connection is introduction. Authorization is permission. What is the sharper check?
Match the requested permission to the action you intended. A claim button should not silently become unlimited control. A fake dashboard can display fictitious returns and even allow one early withdrawal, which means the screen has proven
Only that the screen can stage a story. The CFTC hosted joint alert describes fake returns, early withdrawals used to build confidence, then demands for more fees or money.
Think aloud, balance up, one withdrawal out, then a fee appears. The displayed profit never proved a real asset existed.
Both things are true. An early withdrawal is observable, and it still does not validate the platform's later claims. Treat every new deposit or withdrawal fee as a fresh decision, not a tax on admitting the first decision may have been wrong.
The viral version says a certificate, filing, or famous face settles legitimacy. 3 shiny props. 0 independent verification.
Investor.gov says in seconds filing does not mean the person or firm is registered, and the seconds issues no registration certificates. So the filing proves
Right, and it still proves a real company submitted something, doesn't it?
the filing proves a filing was submitted. It does not establish registration, approval, or that every identity claim is true. Verify the person or firm through Investor.gov's own search and investigate the offering separately.
I concede the registration point.
I concede testimonials can generate a lead, but they cannot verify the offering.
That distinction holds. Social proof may tell you what claim is circulating. Independent records tell you whether the person, firm, and offering match that claim.
A wallet approval can grant a contract permission that survives the first click and
That's the label. Show me the actual approval. If you only keep one rule, keep this. Compare the permission requested with the action you meant to take.
Exactly. If the scope is too broad or hard to understand, cancel. Then use official wallet documentation or support to learn what the prompt means. Do not experiment with real funds to discover the answer. If the approval exceeds the action you intended, the safe response is
cancel, leave, and verify the site independently. That is the straight rule. A real opportunity can survive an unanswered prompt.
Now the evidence packet I held back up top starts with names, handles, and complete messages. Add site and app domains. Preserve wallet addresses, the transaction hash, and the asset and amount. Save the date, time, and screenshots. That is the after send packet. The mirror image before sending is smaller. Record the official domain and intended recipient, then write the approval you expect before clicking.
Hold on, why is it called a hash?
It is an identifier derived from transaction data. For this procedure, use the exact transaction ID or hash shown by the wallet or exchange.
Anyway, the live term was transaction hash. Save it with the time and wallet addresses.
The evidence packet matters because once a transfer leaves, the report needs.
Right, but isn't the transaction hash enough?
No, IC3 asks for cryptocurrency addresses and the asset type and amount. It also asks for transaction hashes plus dates and times. Add how contact began and which communication platforms were used. Preserve domains and phone numbers. Save usernames and screenshots. Keep the original messages rather than rewriting them from memory. Report even if no financial loss occurred, because an attempted scam can still supply useful identifiers. Then contact the account provider or exchange promptly without assuming either can reverse the transfer.
More fields, but each one moves the investigation. I withdraw the one hash shortcut.
And do not pay a recovery service upfront. IC3 warns that can be the next scam.
For the U.S. reporting path, the FTC lists report fraud and the CFTC complaint route. It also lists the seconds tip or complaint route, IC3, and the exchange used. One incident may fit more than one route. Use the official pages. Do not let an online stranger decide jurisdiction for you.
Report frauds button is visible. No copied support link. No mystery redirect.
Write, save the report number or confirmation. Keep later correspondence with the evidence packet. Ask your bank or broker what account security steps apply to the facts. Ask the wallet provider or exchange too. That is a request for records and controls, not a promise of recovery or a personalized investment recommendation.
The game ends where it began. Every extra fee buys one more fake unlock.
Proudly boring procedure. Stop first. Preserve and report. Then secure the account.
The final verdict is simple. Pressure is not proof, a polished screen is not custody, and a filing is not approval. If this framework helped, like the video and subscribe for the next Investing Explained lesson. My answer is pressure. Which red flag would make you stop before sending? Thanks for learning with us. Take care until next time.